Second.
Is there any board question or comment? Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Aye. Motion passes. And moving along to our reports this evening, starting with the police.
Thank you. For the month of December 2024, the Uwchlan Township Police Department officers documented 1,185 entries in the police department call reporting system. During the reporting period, the officers issued 88 traffic citations, they investigated 38 motor vehicle crashes, and they arrested 13 individuals. Additionally, for the month of December, the department members conducted 3 motor carrier details at the weigh station, resulting in 1,025 commercial motor vehicles being weighed, 4 of which were found to be overweight. During the details, the officers performed 47 inspections, resulting in 5 vehicles and 1 driver being placed out of service. Many other violations were identified during the details, but did not require the vehicles or drivers to be placed out of service. During any one of the 3 details, the officers were assisted by members of the Westtown East Goshen Regional Police Department, Westchester Borough Police Department, Nether Providence Township Police Department, West Goshen Township Police Department, Upper Chichester Township Police Department, Tredyffrin Township Police Department, and the Coatesville City Police Department. Officer Stephen Scott and Officer Matthew Lanchi also performed 4 additional inspections during their regular duties, resulting in 1 trailer being placed out of service for some significant structural damage. For 2024, the officers entered 13,184 entries into our call reporting system. They arrested 213 individuals. They wrote 1,265 traffic citations, 589 warnings. They investigated 393 motor vehicle crashes, and they weighed 8,749 commercial motor vehicles. I'm sorry, and additionally, for the month of December, we did have 1 Narcan administration as well.
Good evening. Through the month of December for the year of 2024 in the general fund, this is pre-audit, pre-end of year adjustments. We've collected just over 105% of our budgeted revenues and have spent just under 102% of our budgeted expenditures.
Thank you. The daily average flow to Downingtown Treatment Plant was 1.3 million gallons per day. There was 5.01 inches of rain recorded. The normal for December is 3.6. Normal rain total year to date is 45.9 inches. We ended the year with a deficit of 6.28 inches. Staff responded to 91 PA1 calls and 2 lateral backups, 1 residential and 1 commercial. The camera truck was down for most of the month due to the cable feed recording the wrong footage. It's since been repaired, and the jetter truck is currently down and waiting a replacement part. The old Leeboy paver was listed on municipal bid and sold for $43,300, and we're working on naming the new paver. We'll have a contest up here shortly. The Public Works Department met with all affected property owners on Taylor Road in preparation of starting the stormwater project in the spring, and the Public Works team was in for 2 salt events in December. And while this is something that happened in January, I do want to note that the road department went around and identified mailboxes which were incorrectly placed and or in poor condition and at risk of being knocked over by plows. In total, 35 homes were notified and asked to replace their mailboxes. The reason for this is in the event one of these mailboxes is damaged, the township would not replace it.
The building department for the month of December issued 61 permits for construction activities. 81 inspections were conducted, 7 fire inspections were completed, 22 use and occupancy certificates were issued, and the fire marshal responded to 27 incidents during working hours and conducted 1 burning complaint. The Lionville Fire Company responded to 78 incidents during the month of December. 49 of those were in Uwchlan, 11 in Upper Uwchlan, 4 in West Pikeland, and 14 within other municipalities. The total responses for 2024 was 746 calls, with 428 of them in Uwchlan. This on here.
Any board questions or comments? This is always thank everyone. Any public? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and call a vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 2, resolution number 2025-08, confirming Uwchlan Township Special Fire Police Officer.
Yes, thank you. 2025-08 is a resolution providing for an update to the Lionville Fire Company Fire Police staff, which serves at the pleasure of the Board of Supervisors. Serving for 2025 will be Jack Slajeski, Richard Ruth, Halim Doomy, Bruce Vesey, Gregory Schindel, James McFadden, and Linda Gramling. And all of them have previously been sworn.
Any board questions or comments? Seeing none, any public comment? Seeing none, go ahead and call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 3, ordinance number 2025-01, setting sewer rates.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So this is an ordinance on the sewer rental charges. I have a number of exhibits that are part of this ordinance. For Exhibit 1 is the proposed ordinance, which is under 2025-01. For Exhibit 2 is the notice of hearing. For Exhibit 3 is the proof of publication of the daily local on January 2nd, 2025. And for Exhibit 4 is the certificate of posting. I do want to note one typographical error. The ordinance is correct in the public notice. It noted that the meter comes to a rental rate of $6.60 per 1,000 gallons with a minimum of $105 a quarter in the township PW sewer service area. It should have read the metered customer sewer rental rate of $6.60 per 1,000 gallons, minimum of $125 in township PW sewer service area. The ordinance was correct. It was right here. So with that, we will go to the board for discussion of comments.
I'll make a motion to approve the ordinance 2025-01, setting the sewer rates for rates specified.
Second. Is there any board question or comment? No. Any public comments? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 4, permission to advertise speed limit ordinance for Sheree Boulevard.
We are requesting permission to advertise an ordinance which would change the speed limit on Sheree Boulevard from 35 miles an hour to 30 miles per hour based on the recommendation from our traffic engineer.
Okay.
Permission to advertise speed limit ordinance.
Second.
Any board questions or comments? Any public comment? Seeing none, go ahead and call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 5, adoption of budget change policy. Mr. Hager.
Thank you. The purpose of this policy is to create a process for making budget changes for various reasons after the budget is passed. The reasons could be because departmental needs and priorities may change, emergencies may occur, or additional revenue may arise. As a result, funds may need to be transferred within a department's budget, additional revenues recognized, or the expenditure budget increased. Essentially, if we need to move funds from one line item to another without changing the total appropriation for that department, it can be approved at the Township Manager level and any other change would require board approval at a public meeting.
Any board questions or comments? Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 6, permission to participate in multi-municipal bidding for line paint.
We're seeking authorization to participate in a multi-municipal bid for line painting for the roads with East Goshen, West Goshen, and Westtown Townships. We have been a member of this for many, many years.
Move to participation in the multi-municipal bidding line.
Second. Any board questions or comments? Seeing none, any public comment? I'll call the vote. Favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 7, authorization for Township Manager to enter into a contract with JMT for park master plan design services.
Seeking authorization to enter into a contract with Johnson Mimiran Thompson, JMT, in the amount of $142,535. This contract is for park master planning services and surveying services for the future Rossi Park, as well as the Foster Field Complex at Lineville Park. We went through an extensive request for proposal process, receiving 9 proposals. Ultimately, after careful consideration, the committee is recommending JMT. JMT is proposing a very aggressive 8-month schedule, although we want to prioritize quality over schedule. A significant portion of this process will be public participation, facilitated by JMT, to include surveys, key person interviews, focus groups, neighborhood listening sessions, pop-up meetings, and more. Our goal is to develop a comprehensive plan for this park which will meet our residents' needs.
I'll move to authorize Township Manager to enter into contract JMP for the park master plan design.
Any board questions or comments? Yes, I think this is a major highlight for our township this year. And I know there's been a lot of chatter online about the future plans for Rossi. And as Mr. Cagle said, a lot of thought, planning will go into the public input process. So I'm really looking forward to the communities telling us what they want to see there. And we're excited for that to happen this year. Any public comment? Seeing none, I'll go ahead and call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 8, authorization for Township Manager to enter into a contract with Herbert, Rowland Grubic for general wastewater and related services.
I'm seeking authorization to enter into a contract with Herbert, Rowland Grubic, or HRG, for general wastewater engineering and related services. They would replace our longstanding wastewater engineer. After several interviews of different firms, we feel HRG is best staffed and positioned to meet our complex wastewater needs and move forward important projects.
Township Manager to enter into a contract with HRT for general wastewater engineering and related services.
Second.
Is there any board question or comment? Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I'll call the vote. All in favor? Aye. Motion passes. Number 9, resolution number 2025-09, directing the Township Manager to make expenditures for emergency repair and lining of sewer pipes.
Speaking of moving forward important projects, this resolution authorizes and directs me to enter into contracts and make expenditures needed for an emergency repair to the sewer pipe between Marchwood Road and Township Line Road, which is damaged, as well as line the sewer pipes and manholes in that same area. We're still working to determine cost, and we'll report back when we have more information.
Laborio Louvers. Yes, we received the conditional use application, which is currently under review with our township consultants for conditional use hearing for a self-storage facility at 339 West Uwchlan. You guys have seen this plan. They came in prior for a zoning change. We're looking for permission to advertise a conditional use hearing on February 10th. The applicant would also attend the Planning Commission meeting in February for recommendation prior to the hearing.
Scaring for Memorial Movements LLC.
Joan Smallwood, I'm at 402 Worthington Road. Oh, thank you. Joan Smallwood, 402 Worthington Road. I'm here to ask if you would consider moving the Uwchlan Township sign that's right at the intersection of Worthington, Pine Creek, and Upper Pine Creek. It's directly east of that intersection. The reason that I'm asking is, okay, I'm at 402, which is just a little bit further east of that sign. We have a pretty big frontage on Worthington Road. We're not getting some of the services that other folks in the township get, and my theory is that it's because of that sign. I think that contractors and maybe subcontractors and maybe even some township employees think that the township's boundaries are that intersection, which, you know, would kind of make sense. But for instance, like last year, they did line striping along Worthington Road, the Uwchlan half of Worthington Road. Our house didn't get any striping in front of it. You know, didn't cans for the new trash can. I had to call the township, and township was lovely. They called the new trash company, and the cans were delivered the next day. But again, we don't get cans. We didn't get trash service last week at all. That was several phone calls. Snow plowing in the recent storm that we had last week. Snow plowing stopped at Pine and Upper Pine in Worthington, that intersection. And like I said, now the next township over, that's West Pikeland, right? Like they seem to know that I'm not them because they stop. My next door neighbor on the east, to the east, Megan, said that the actual boundary runs right through her house, but she's technically called West Pikeland. They seem to know. They stop right where they're supposed to stop. Again, my theory is that because that sign's there and that you would think an intersection like that would be a natural boundary, that everybody seems to think that that's where Uwchlan Township starts. And so I feel like I'm in this sort of no man's land in between both townships. So anyway, I'm just not asking for an answer tonight, but if maybe, you guys could like just think about maybe moving the sign up, 100 yards or so, like to where the township boundary really is. I'm thinking maybe that might help. So I don't know. But I will say, every time I call the township, everyone is lovely. So thank you.